We always again, the insert population is going to be ask them to come to class. Group 3 එක අපි පටන් ගමු. ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ දෙන්නේ කොහොමද ළමයි? ඈ? ඔයගොල්ලෝ ඔක්කොම ඉන්නවද? දෙන්නේ කැන්සල්. ඒක කොහොමද? කියන්න දැන් අරගොල්ලෝ එහෙනම් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට එන්න කියන්න. මම ලෙක්චර් එක කරන්න අන්තිමේට ප්‍රසන්ටේෂන් ගන්න. එහෙම නැත්නම් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට ලේසි නිසායි මුලින් ගන්න. මම ඒකට ඔයගොල්ලන්ට you can free me. What do you prefer anything? At the end of the session or at the beginning? Yeah, group 4 Group 3 please hands up the students from group 4. Who are from group 4? Group 4 to go. Only one. Then the others. Ask them to come. Yes, actually you have to be prepared. You have, that's what learning. You have to be professional. Say that one day you become a manager and the board of directors have attended and you are not here. They are ready to take the presentation and you are still coming. Yes, do it. It is learning. Maybe that you have a lot of things to improve. That's why we are giving you opportunity. Yes, you do it. Then you get stress free. Yes, and after you are when you die, you that's why I'm giving the chance at the beginning. Yes, I appreciate it. Next day you have to do what? Other groups. Class. You were there. You do. Okay. Okay, now let's listen. Can you please share the screen? Yes. Minimize that. Minimize it. Yeah, the screen at your computer set.
Already.
To the teams. Alright.
Good afternoon, guys. So, I am Harishan. So, I am here to present about the Shippool International Hub. So, we are doing the case 3, the baggage handling and technology. This is the famous airport in the Europe. So, we can see there are huge number of people with like 51 million people. They are using the airport. So, they are difficult to handling the baggage system. So, they are mainly they are infrastructures to they are spend the infrastructures to technologies to maintain the product maintain the customer satisfaction. So they are recently handling and baggage changes. There are some problems. They are recently the customers are handling. So there are 51 million clients are when they are using the airport, they are mainly affected to the baggage system. So they are using the more high-tech technology to solve this problem. In this presentation, there are the main parts will be explained by others. Thank you.
Thank you, Harishan. So I'm Takshika. So I'm going to explain regarding the management components. So first of all, if we look at regarding the Shippool's ambitious goals, the first key point is regarding minimizing losses. So when they transfer 100 bags, no one bag should be lost when transferring the baggages. So the passengers will be reaching their baggages safe and securely. The next point is regarding increasing capacity. The airport is trying to increase the capacity from 40 million to 70 million bags so that they could increase the passengers traffic as well as they could increase the airlines demand. The last and the crucial point is the airport is trying to reduce cost per bag so they will increase the waiting hours as well as this is also identified as cost-effective innovations, so that they could maintain a sustainable balance between the expenditure as well as the performance. So, if we look at regarding the next slide, it is related to the gigantic network. If I explain in simple terms, that means in order to achieve the before discussed ambitious goals, the airport should have some infrastructure facilities. So here it is explained in this big topic. So the first infrastructure facility is the airport is having 21 kilometers interconnected tracks, which acts like a railway system. So the luggages could be transferred easily to the check-in counters, then to the security, and at last to the aircraft. The next one is the airport is also having 6 automatic robot handling units, so that robots can handle can do their work unlimitedly without any breaks, and also they could reduce the human errors. The last one is the airport is also having 9,000 capacitors. So each and every capacitor works as a flexible system, so that each and every packages could be transported properly. So the next slide is related to key networking roles. Checking, the first one is checking to the gate. That means the airport ensures that the luggages are being reached to the departure gate safe and securely. The second one is gate to gate. This is actually needed to the people who travel through interconnected flights. The next one is related to arrival to claim. Here also the airport ensures that the baggages are being transported directly to the claimable area. The last one is plan and control. Here the airport ensures that the entire system and the hardware works properly to transport the luggages safe and securely. So I think you have got some ideas regarding these ambitious goals and infrastructure. So I hand over presentation to Lanka today. So I'm explaining the technical conference, the advanced technology. So firstly, that's from the shipping counter to shipping counter is land. So the scans impressions and setting and identify what is the airport flight information. Baggage scenario have 4 scenarios. First is scanning, loading, reconciliation. So first is scanning is that's how scanning is flight info and barcode. It's mean first passengers go from the stand to go through scanners and machines from tagging sections. So after that scanning, they can identify what is the airport, what is the flight information and etc. So loading is like loading based on factors is like size, priority, and etc. So reconciliation is baggage is checking to against our own flight. It means passengers to identify if they can identify passengers ownership. So finally, system impact of future. So they can successfully achieve $1.5 billion for system for paying themselves. So currently operation uptime system operations with high availability percentage of 99.9. So finally passengers server they mainly output is highly volume handled by the international outlet. They handle huge passengers in this airport. So I like to recommend my friend to present. I will talk about in terms of most okay. What to start that infant problems happens, right? Just like scanning very your door. That's money. Or successful it's not so bad. So potential experience by reducing the loss rate for 1 million and also brings financial savings, savings $2.5 million a year by reducing error by 0.1%. Thank you. One kind of report we can generate this case study and one of the data we generate. Step by step this identifies how many flights are experiencing how many flights are experiencing highest number of packages, and to analyze that we use data like number of bags which have taken versus number of bags which are successfully loaded to the flight, and also bags which have wrong bags and as well as wrong headers. And the second one is EDC performance. EDC stands for destination order vehicles, and these are vehicles, small kind of vehicles that we use to carry luggages to the airport, and by analyzing data like speed, route, and how many luggages we can only one we can get this report, and on accuracy this report we could say that they are performing smooth transportation. And last one is reconciliation report. To get this report, we use bag ID tax data and correct this details, and so we can ensure that each bag is correct. We can as well as and this reduce the loss baggage. I will hand it over challenges. Challenges divide three parts. It's packages, unreadable text, and changes. Distant package, internet and unreadable and scanned tools. Second one, unreadable text. Unreadable text system failures due to damage or faulty text. Reduce changes, dynamic line changes, impact routine. Recommendations: reduce that behavior. Eliminate unreadable text, reductive schedule changes.
Our interests are presented by we discuss about the other solutions.
we are facing on the airport regarding the baggage handling. And the integrator of the advanced technologies like RFIDs, AI, CVs, or DCP stand for the destination code vehicles. So that we can help to improve the baggage handling more slide for now in ongoing time. And the management goals planning considering is paying our members are discussed about that. The future income and then doing the less time than the now doing the future. So and the information storage is smart technology for them the humans for that we can easily handle for the humans in the about and and we are the unit exams and the changes in populations. So we can improve and out for that and reduce the improvement and the handling the baggage for and we can also discuss about that. So that's it. I look at
So this is our end of the presentation. So I think you have get an idea about the Schiphol International Airport, the banking system. So if you have any clarifications, you can ask with us and we can provide the answer.
Thank you very much. It's a good presentation. Can you please come back? Yeah. So when it comes to the the situation and the analysis, and actually I'm happy because you have analyzed and felt that you have understood one of this. And you have understood the tools and the problems and clear provided answers. And I think one is maybe that you presented, but I didn't get is what types of data and what kind of reports that they generate. That's another question like that. So with the understanding that you have right now, can you just think of what type of data that they generate? So very simple question. It's about baggage handling. So when it comes to data and information, what are the data that they handle? Okay.
Then already they are updated, then automatically they're mentioning the airport system.
Yes.
So they can reliable to check with the luggage system and the passenger system. They can get the data from them.
All right, so now that is already there, right? So they use it. Okay, and when it comes to report generation and what kind of reports are most important for this company in the case of decision making?
Basically, there are a lot of passengers in display airports. There are industries for the technology and the report generation. So we can there are basically run there are separate sections for their maintenance for system maintenance. So there are I think there are 7 sections in the airport. There are running separate systems and controlling the whole generation data and getting the one result.
Okay, right. So if you understand this, so I guess is the answer. And the areas to be improved is that mainly the communication skills, the presentation, and some of you presented well, and some you have the thing what I noticed most that you do not have enough vocabulary to explain. So you have the willingness to say something, but as you do not have words, you cannot explain it. So that's the problem some of you are having. So please practice and try to use whatever the mobile application and you can practice and speak in English. It can be only improved by practice. කියලා තමයි පුරුදු කරගන්න ඕනේ. ඒ නිසා ඒක improve කරගන්න. සහ I just want to know the contribution from those members is included there. And you said that one member is absent. Is it absent since the beginning or only today? Only today. He's the person who sent me an email telling that he's having a wedding or something. Okay. So for him, I told him that I will allocate marks for contributing the assignment development, but for presentations, he will not get marks. So that I will give him another mini assignment. Right. So if any one of you, in any case, if you're unable to attend the presentation on the given day, still you can contribute the analysis of the given case and to cover up the marks that you missed due to the absence of the presentation, I will give you a mini assignment. Another one. Because I allocate 10 marks for doing the presentation. ඒ ලකුණු 10ට වෙන එකක් කරන්න වෙනවා. Right? Because we can't excuse. And some are asking to record the presentation and submit. That's not possible. And for online students, I have to think of the alternatives. But still, if they are Sri Lankans, they have to come. Okay, right. It's already uploaded to LMS. Your contribution as well. Okay, right. Please let me know the student number. Right, okay, thank you very much. You can do Please go to group number 4. Group number 4.
Hello everyone. We are group number 4. Today we are presenting about the PNG's digital transformation. Let me introduce Procter and Gamble or PNG. It's one of the largest consumer goods company all over the world. Operating in 180 countries with more than 127,000 people. They are known as their wide range of products, focusing on the feminine care brands, personal care and baby care products. They are in.
Can you minimize that now? Teams.
In 2011, their revenue is 82 billion. So next I will hand over to Xiaomi customer presentation.
When it comes to the needs of digital transformation, their first need is responding to fast changing markets. When PNG faced changing of preference, consumers and the increasing market complexity. So their traditional recording system and the processing system is too slow to respond to that changes. When it comes to the second one, they need to making better use of data. Because of the volume and the complexity of data, they need to upgrade their system, such as AI computers, machine learning, and critical software to make instant decisions. Third one is improving supply chain. They need to improve their supply chain more smoothly and faster. When they know when the improving their supply chain, they can increase their profit and reduce their production cost. Fourth one is the ultimate need is they want to become market leader. When it comes to the need, their first need is they want to making better decisions, and it helps respond quickly. And so they can through the improving their responding decisions, they can improve their supply chain, and ultimately they can become market lead. I will hand over to next one.
So today I will present an overview for three key analytical tools used by the corporate. The first one is the business efficiency. The business efficiency was introduced in the 2010 to it's a PNG predicts performance like sales and market shares for the next 6 to 12 months. It uses data to explain what is happening now and why is happening, and what action should be taken for the should take the company. For the example, if they are drop the detergents in Germany, the system helps to find out the due to the price increase or competitor gaining the market shares. The second one is the business share. The business share is a digital computer which show the real-time business data. The top managers either in person or video and view to video and view to together. There's they was helps to make a quick decision based on the real fact, not in the guessing or any other. And also they help to ask to the right question and also give to the right solution on the spot. The third one is the decision phase. The decision phase are dashboard used by more than 58,000 PNG employees. The tool are provided in the real-time charts and alerts and statistics. So they don't want to waste the time to checking the multiple emails and reports. Because they have seen one page that they have seen clearly one page with everything. So they have focus on solving the problem. And I like the rest.
When they introduce their new data sector, first they had to stop using digital using real-time dashboard.
Audience, you have to listen. You can't have separate chats.
Leaders PNG working 180 employees. So they works over 58,000 employees to use dashboard. These tools help everyone see the same data and avoid testing time, giving over different reports. Third one, technology. They hold to collect and analyze 200 data from around the world. Also, they develop systems like business spare, decision and business sufficiency. Over to
Thank you.
Let's see how it has been changed at traditionally, decision making and PhD was slow and reactive process. Data reports are collected annually. Data was collected various parties and insight to base or even leads to decision maker. All of that changed with the introduction of advanced analytical tools. Decision are taking in real time means using slide dashboards. predictive analytics, interactive visualization. The managers can identify problems quickly without delay. And these tools also empower 58,000 employees with the access of safe, reliable data, enabling everyone to everyone to focus what truly matters. And it leads to faster, smarter, and more consistent decision making at the BLC at the company. Thank you. So there are three new main systems. First one is certification. Yeah, they so you already know what's the meaning of that new system as explained previously. So the new system provides several benefits for the organization.
Better go to that row if you have that much of big discussion, right? Otherwise, go out and have the chat and come in. Don't disturb, right? It shows the disrespect of yourself to the presenters. Excuse me, Buddha. Actually, I don't like to have that kind of discipline within the class. I always ask you to be disciplined and behave properly. Because do you like if somebody is talking when you are doing something here? That shows the disrespect. And they cannot gaurav. And also I asked 3 times, right? You have to listen. If you are not in a situation of managing yourself, you can come here and ask me and I'll let you go out, right? Then you can have your talk and come. Be disciplined. This is not for me, not for others. It's for you. Develop yourself, right? And have the discipline within you. Then only you will be shine one day. Otherwise, it's difficult. Okay, good start.
So here you can see that I have mentioned few benefits. First one, faster and better decision making. So that means managers no longer wait for the reports and allowing them to make smart decision making. So second one, real time data access for the all managers. That means managers, all managers can see their day-to-day information at the same time. Third one, focus on important issues. That means the new systems, the new system helps manager quickly find where problems are happening. So then they can easily take the solutions. Right. Fourth one, improved agility in responding to market changes. Final one, reduce complexity and eliminated duplicated report. I would like to invite Madar to continue.
So I will talk about the primary PMB's business strategy. These is a key company. They make healthcare products and washing powders. They want to make customers happy, be the best in the market, and work fast and save money. To do this, they use 3 smart systems: business sufficiency, business pair, and decision focus. In the health, these are make quick smart decisions, focus on what really matters, work as a one powerful team. So next I will invite those to try to our presentation. Thank you, Masar.
I'm going to explain what are the broader organizational benefits and cultural change. So I have extracted a few points from the case. The first one is improve decision making. So in here, employee and staff digital transformation employee and managers are access to real-time data. So that as a result, they have improved making decisions even in the changing market situation. So second one is standardized data. So in here they have reduced the complexity of the data and kind of unidentified unnecessary data, and they have used the same set of data to analyze it. And so because of that, they have they have they are working and they work smoothly and improve efficiency. So second one is cost reduction. So in this in here the whole because of the whole transformation process, they have company has achieved cost savings. And the next one is collaboration and communication. So in here the employees have reduced the number of emails sent to others, so that they have but they have taken the answers from the digital cockpits, and also and by messaging and video calls, they are easy to reach to expertise and get the issues resolved. So that's for my end, and I will leave my to Matisha to carry the presentation. Yeah. So I think PNG learning information system using real-time data help them to make fast and smart choices. They don't need waiting for the reports. They have access to system and find the problems and fix it fast. And second, everyone use same data system. This was confusion, and also teamwork are improved. Managers and workers can work together and find the problems using dashboard keys. And they use new emails because they have access to different systems, and they will using AI for their systems in future, and they will improve their tools in future, and expand the strength of peace to Monster stay strong in the global market, and overall ASP not technology and best team is key success.
Yes. Okay. Is that all? Okay. Right. Okay, thank you very much. Can you please come from? All nine members are here, right? All nine members are here.
Yes.
Okay, so actually, telling the truth, I really like the analysis, right? You have done a good analysis and covering all the aspects that we requested, and some areas mentioned. So it's a very good attempt. And also, comparatively, members of the team have good presentation skills. And so those are personal, that's okay. And I understand. And even still, some of you have areas to improve. And so please identify this. This is a good opportunity. That's why we encourage all students to put their presentations. Then you can see others and identify if one student is doing really good, then you can think the way that he is managing presentation. So from him, you can learn. Right? Likewise, please improve. And about PowerPoint presentation, that's good, but I like if you have reduce number of clicks. Sentence එක click කරන්න set කර කියනවානේ ඒක ඔයගලන්ට උනත් මට තේරුණා ඒක පොඩි time wasting එකක්. මිනිත්තු 3ක් විතර ඒකට ගියා. සමහර වෙලාවට. ඒක lag එකක්. And my question, so it's all about the success story. So the company invested, went for a digital transformation and it's a success story. And I just want to know, this is outside the questions and maybe with your understanding through the analysis, what are the core competencies that the company has when they move towards the digital transformation, or the uniqueness and their competencies that they have already had? Going for a transformation is not easy, that we know. There are a lot of challenges, and to face those challenges successfully, they should have the capability. So I'm asking about their core competencies, capabilities. As you understand, maybe not even at the case. Yeah.
Secondly, based for a from I think they have a lot of experience. Again,
And the company itself, they have had expertise, who have the knowledge. Is that the thing you are telling? Competencies, yeah. So what they had, it's a kind of challenge to the company, the transformation.
The industry, there is no when initiate that challenge. They are the initiate.
Okay, you are telling that they are the first mover.
Yeah.
So they got the opportunity and okay. From the company side, I'm asking about their financial strength and other capabilities. And maybe obviously the brand name and they have good name. So that's also comes from the industry side. Okay, this is my turn as you're going out run the time. So then okay. So with that, we wind up. So thank you very much. Oh, really? Yeah, that's so I experience to at any time, doesn't matter. They're professional. Yeah, අපිට ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවානේ හැමෝම වන්සයෝ. ඒක හරියට කොමියුනිකේට් so far, the presentations and with my observations, just few points to tell you. One main thing when we are doing a presentation, maybe that so that today in that group there were few good presenters. In some of the previous groups also we had presenters. You can learn that. Only thing is and be free, right? Yeah, exclude that when we come from and doing something in front of an audience, so we get confused and little bit excited. So it's true, but still you have to try to reduce that nervousness. If you think of that nervousness, that increases. හරිද? හැම වෙලේම මෙතෙන්ට ආපු ගමන් බලපුවාම දැන් මේක ප්‍රසන්ට් කරලා පස්සේ තේරෙනවා ඇති excitement එක එහෙම නැත්නම් nervous ගතිය එනවා. ඒක හැමෝටම එනවා. Even as a lecturer I too get it. අපි ඒක හිතන්න ගියොත් වැඩේ upset. Don't think of that nervousness and don't be shy. Don't think of your dress. Don't think of your hairstyle. Don't think of whatever. Overhead make it around the back. So you come here to tell something. You just feel free and tell the story. And always, when you prepare for a presentation, have it in your mind, store it in your mind as a story, point by point, not like sentences. If you say sentences in your mind, when you are doing it, when you are trying to repeat it, those sentences doesn't come quickly. අමාරුයි වාක්‍යයක් එක දිගට ගන්න. ඒ නිසා කරන්න ඕනේ. Point එක මතක තියාගන්න. First point this one. I have to tell about this under that point. Here, in your own language, then you will explain it when you come from. And once you complete that point, then your mind says that, then the other point. And now, as we have slides at the board, it's really easy. The point is there. When you are preparing slides, make sure you add the word that is familiar to you. අපි මෙතන දාන්නේ textbook එකේවත් case study එකේවත් අපි ගොඩක් වෙලාවට එහෙම කරන්නේ. අපි කරන්නේ හොඳම වචනේ, ලස්සනම වචනේ, අමාරුම technical වචනේ දානවා PowerPoint එකට. That's not the way you have to do. මේකට දාන්න ඕනේ ඒක දැකපු ගමන් ඔයාට මතක් වෙන්න. ඔයාගේ වචනේ දාන්න ඕනේ. Right? Then it's really easy because we use presentation as a support to doing the presentation. ඒක දිහා බලන්න අමාරුව වැටෙන්නේ මේ PowerPoint එකක් හදන්න. සමහර වෙලාවට අපිම හදන PowerPoint එක ඒක දිහා බලපුවාම හිතන් හිටපු එකක් අමතක වෙනවා. නේද? මම එහෙමයි හදන්නේ. අර හරියම ටෙක්නිකලි සමහර මේක එන අර ඇනිමේෂන් එක ඔයාට වලයක්. ඒක එනවා දැක්කී බාහිර වෙනවා. එහෙම එපා. මේක ඔයා හදන්නේ. It's you who prepare. We should create it nicely, but as a support to you. And use the word that are familiar to you. And be free. Always think whether I'm okay and I'm free. I'll get free when I come front to you. Then only you can easily manage to do that. And also, don't think of the audience. It's true that they are looking and they are talking. So that's why I even told previously. So that is the disrespect. Don't do it. We have to learn. Still, we are students. Even in myself, when I was a student, I was like that. එමෙතන අපි කතා කරනවා, hina වෙනවා. අනික දැන් මේ වයසත් එහෙමනේ. නේද? ඒ වයසත් එක්ක ඒක කරන්න ඕනේ. You have to do. You have to laugh. You have to play. You have to enjoy. That's true. But in a kind of situation, you have to learn how to behave. So that's the message. So the behavior and the discipline, those are must. And also, if you feel that the points at the presentation is not enough and you still want the support of some additional information to do the presentation, it doesn't matter that you bring a paper or the thing in your smartphone. Still you can use it. Maybe that you see that even the very big speakers, they use a paper or a document as a support to give the right message. ඒ නිසා හිතේම තියන්න කියන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. එහෙමයි ඉන්නවා. නේද? මුකුත් ඕනේ නැතුව ප්‍රෙසිඩන්ට් ලාගේ නේද? මුකුත්ම නැතුව නිකන් ආවා ස්ටැටුත් එක්ක ඔක්කොම කියලා දානවා. එහෙම කලිනුත් හිටියා. මට මතක විදියට who is the other president? President series එකද? කවුරුත් තවත් එක්කෙනෙක් හිටියා. මුකුත් ගේන්න යනකොට කියනවා. But maybe that the content of the delivery is different. But there are people. But still, there are very good leaders and speakers who bring papers or a laptop or a tablet computer or smartphone. You can use it professionally. ඒක බලාගෙනම කියනවා නෙමෙයි. ඒක දිහා බලලා point එක ගත්තා. And he said, thank you. ඒක පුරුදු වෙන්න. So if you improve those things, so at the end of the day, when you go to final year, you can do a nice presentation. So anyway, you have to do two presentations. One is your thesis presentation, as I know. If you are doing the honors degree, you have to do a research when you are going to final year. So there you will have to do a presentation. What is your research and all about the research. And also definitely the internship viva. Internship presentation, you have to go undergo an internship, and at the end of the day, you have to present it. That's a local viva දෙකක් තියෙනවා. ඒකට තමයි අපි මේ prepare වෙන්නේ. පොඩි presentation කරලා. ඒකෙදි team එකක් නැහැ. Only yourself among 5-6 panel of members. And ඉස්සරහ කියන්න ඕනේ විනාඩි 15ක් ඉස්සර. මොකක්ද කියලා කියන්න ඕනේ. ඒ හින්දා ඒවට හැමි ඔළුවත් හදාගන්න. හැමි මේ දේවල් කරලා. එහෙම නැත්නම් එකපාරට final year එකට ගියාම ඕක කරන්න අමාරුයි. Right? So I think you all are doing is honors degree, right? Honors the karane. General එක කරන්න තියෙනවද? Hands up 3 year degree එක කරන්න කවුද? 4 year degree එක? අනිත් 4 year degree honors එකද කරන්නේ? ඔක්කොමලා. 6 credit thesis එකක් තියෙනවා කියලා දන්නවනේ. දන්නවද? දැකලා තියෙනවද? hand එකේ බලදි sir. 6 credits වල 6 internship එකට credit කීයද බලන්න. 6 and 4 all together කීයද?
Yes, okay.
Credit for the research and for practical Six for research, 4 for practical grade, 10 credits. 2 credits, මෙතන 2 credits නා subjects 3ක් වගේ බලන්න. මේ subject එකේ weight එක. Weight is very high. That's what I want to tell you. That මේකත් එහෙම තමයි. Subject එක විතර, and I hope you have to do these 2 courses throughout the final year. Throughout the final year, you have to do. You start at the very beginning, and research work you will get supervised from the university, and with that supervisor, you have to do that research. So it's a kind of process. Then at the end of the day, you have to write a report, and a small report. We call it as a thesis report. It's a kind of book actually. At the end. Then you have to present it, what it is, and how you would do it. So that is research. And then practical training. Compare to research, because it will be easy. Because this is what you are doing practically. So you have to bring that to the record book or the online platform. Then they will evaluate, and finally you have to present what you did during your internship. So those 2 are the main presentations. And I know with my experience, your presentation skills and your communication skills does matter. Do matter. Even though you have done a nice job in your research, very good job, if you cannot communicate it properly, then it will not go to a good grade. Therefore, please practice. speaking and explanation, those things you have to practice and also training. There's nobody to explain on behalf of yourself. So now we are doing group assignment. So at least one member is representing the group and answer. But they are only yourself. Right? It's you who only there to protect yourself. Therefore, please practice. So this is very serious, not like second year, right? It's final year. But still you have time. You can prepare. That's what I'm saying. Last thing, අවුරුදු දෙකමාරක් තුනක් තියෙනවා. ඒ හින්දා දැන් ඉඳන් මේවට සීරියස් වෙන්න. ඒක. Okay, we're going to okay. Can we like you? Right. So we go to our lesson today. Right. So today we are talking about enterprise systems. So the group who did the Procter and Gamble, and also the other group that we had the presentation right now. So you may have already understood the use of these ERP systems and how organizations achieve success or operational excellence with the use of these enterprise applications. So when it comes to enterprise applications, at the beginning we had one session, and I think that you can remember the things that we discussed. Enterprise application is the broad term, enterprise applications, right? So applications are ERPs or whatever the software platform used by the organization. And as we are now at our 8th week, we have discussed many more things, lot of systems. So when you hear this word, you should have in your mind different systems that we discussed. So at the very beginning, we were talking about enterprise applications which are mainly used to manage enterprise activities. Right? So we call them as enterprise systems. We discussed about enterprise systems.
Can you share the screen?
Oh, okay, sorry. Is that okay for that? Right. So what are the enterprise systems we discussed at the very beginning, as you can remember? So now, try to memorize. What are the enterprise system we discussed at the very beginning? මුලින් කතා කරපු systems මොනවාද? දැන් මතක ගන්න ඕනේ ඉතින්. කියන්න. මතක කියන්න. අපි කෙටි අමුඩු වලින් කතා කරා. No, අදාළද? Very good. Management information systems. Then ESS, executive support systems. Then lower level one. Operational managers are using what systems? Yes, but we use a separate name. At the examination, you have to write that name. What is that? So test your mind now. Very good. Transaction processing systems. So we were talking about transaction processing systems, management information systems, decision support systems, executive support systems. Mainly, these are the systems used by organizations to manage their functional activities and mainly for decision-making purpose. And except that, we discussed some other systems. We discussed little bit, not a lot. Today we are going to discuss. Those are supply chain management systems. And then we had a small discussion about customer relationship management system. And also we heard that there is another type of systems called knowledge management systems to manage knowledge within an organization. So likewise, there are a lot of systems. So in this course, we were studying all these systems. Why this particular system? What is the use of this system? And as managers, how we can get the maximum use of that system. That's what we are learning. Because one day we will become managers and we will have to work with these systems. And enterprise applications means the integration of all these systems. And when it comes to practical scenario, we can see separate systems. But still we see, depending on the scale of the organization, but in large scale organizations, we have applications called ERP. What is this? Enterprise. Yes, enterprise resource planning systems. And so organizations use ERP. This is an integration of all these systems. So popular ERPs, what are the examples? SAP systems, Oracle. Then we have in Sri Lanka, IFS. What else? Sage. And we have in Sri Lanka one of the cloud computing software used by most of the regional scale organizations, Acumatica. So likewise, there are a lot of ERPs. Depending on the requirement of the company, they can go for these applications. There are consultants or the companies who sell and provide the service of these applications. Right. So ERP simply an integration of all these systems. So we join with the company and get the experience of working with these systems, not obviously in all these systems. Depending on the area of your specialization, depending on your job role, you will get the access. Maybe to a small area of whatever these systems. එක සිස්ටම් එක පොඩි කොටසකට තමයි ගොඩක් වෙලාවට ඇක්සස් හම්බෙන්නේ. දැනට එම්ප්ලොයිඩ් නම් ඔයගොල්ලෝ දන්නවා ඔයා වැඩ කරන්නේ මොන සිස්ටම් එකේද ඒකේ මොන මොඩියුල් එකේද. So when you climb up the ladder, when you go to the top position, you can get the access to the whole system maybe, depending on the scope of decision making. Once the scope of decision making enhances, the access that you get to access the system also get enhanced. So that's how the thing going. So today we are talking about these enterprise applications. So many more things we have discussed actually. So it's easy for me to continue today's lecture. So we will be discussing some of the main areas and most important aspects that we have still discussed and operational excellence. Operation. What is the meaning of this word? Operational excellence. When it comes to a business organization, what is their operation? What do you mean by the operation? Operation surgery? Yeah, so it's the business of a hospital. And for a business organizations, their operation is simply what they do. Say, for example, if it's a manufacturing company producing goods and selling the goods, that is their operation, their business. What is their core business? And excellence. So we use this word. We say that excellent word. Well done, excellent. Well done, excellent. So operational excellence simply, if a business organization are doing their best, then we simply call it as they are achieving operational excellence. So earning profits throughout the years and increasing their revenue growth rates and having greater return on investment. Continuous. Upward trend then that organization is performing well or achieving operational excellence. So this is the execution of the business strategy more consistently. So it should be consistent. Consistent and reliably than the competition. Lower operational risk, lower operating costs, and increased revenue relative to its competitor. So we play in the industry. We have always think of market competitiveness. We have to perform better than the competitors. That's our objective. So if we do all these things much better than the competitors, obviously we are doing the business good. So in that case, there are a lot of aspects when we talk about operational excellence, and we use technology to support operational excellence. So in all these aspects, we can get the support of technology and go for operational excellence. This is about enterprise systems what we just talked about. So it's mainly about ERP systems. So this is an integration of all the type of systems used by the organization, maybe human capital. So the systems that we use to manage human resources, systems that we use to manage customers, manufacturing processes, supply chain, and accounting system that we use, all these are integrated. But when it comes to some cases, in some organizations, they don't use an integrated ERP system. Maybe you have experience with your employee. In that case, some organizations, they use separate systems developed for these different functional areas. And those may not be integrated. But still they use those systems to enhance the efficiency of that particular functional area. That happens in Sri Lanka. හරිද ගොඩාක් කම්පැනි වල තියෙනවා SAP එකකට යන්න ඒ වගේ ලොකු ERP එකකට යන්න සල්ලි නැත්තම් දැනට ඒගොල්ලන් කරන්නේ පුළුවන් විදියට ඒ ෆන්ක්ෂන් එකට ඕන කරන සිස්ටම් එකක් අරගෙන දාගන්න. Maybe that system is in-house built, if not acquired from one of the other vendors. Or if the mother company is in whatever developed country or another country, they may ask system from that company. එහෙම ඒවා ගොඩක් තියෙනවා ලංකාවේ. Mother company එකෙන් දීලා තියෙනවා system එක ඒකේ වැඩ කරන්න කියලා. සමහර areas වලට විතරක් තියෙනවා. අනිත් ඒවාට නැහැ. එතකොට අපි ඒකෙදි කියනවා the company is not digitally transformed, so they are at the level of digitalization. Particular areas are already digitalized and not the whole business model. Digital transformation means the fully automated business. The kind of situation where somewhat challenging for a small scale or a medium scale organization to achieve. Okay. So ERP system has a centralized database. All these data are saved in this database. Business value means the importance, as we discussed at the beginning, importance of having an ERP system obviously enhance the operational efficiency, and you can discuss the overall functional areas of the organization, and we can respond our customers so quickly like this. So now, as I feel that majority of was really, let me. Yeah. We have talked about supply chain management systems, and then we have a small activity, right? Did one either? කාලේ මම නින්ද යනවා. කාල නැද්ද කාල වැඩිද? කාල වැඩි. දැන් ඉතින්ම අවුරුදු 7ක් විතර වුණාට පස්සේ සාමාන්‍යයෙන් පැය පහක් විතර ඉඳගෙන ඉන්නකොට මොකද නින්ද යනවා. And so with my experience, I know when we at the department meetings, ඉන්නානේ 65 වෙනකම් 65න් pension යන professors ලා. එතකොට සාමාන්‍යයෙන් 55 වගේ අපිට එහෙම වෙයි. පැන්නහම විනාඩි 10ක් යනකොට පොඩ්ඩක් ලාට නිින්දක් යනවා. හැබැයි මොලේ වැඩ ගොඩක් ගේමයි. පොඩි නිින්දක් යනවා. ඇලර්ට් එකේ ඉන්නේ. කියන්නේ මොකද්ද කියලා දන්නවා. ටක් ගාලා මිනිත්තුවෙන් ඇහැරෙනවා. උත්තරයක් දෙන්න. හරිද? ඒක ඇවිල්ලා වෙන නිින්දක්. දැන් ඒකද කියලා මම මේ ටෙස්ට් කරන්නේ. හරිද? එහෙම ඉන්නවා සමහරු. නිදි වගේ ඉන්නවා. හරිද? ඇයි නිින්ද යන්නේ? නිින්ද යන්නේ කම්මැලිකමට. එක්ක හිතගෙන ඉන්න පුරුදු නැතිකමට. එක්ක සැප වැඩිකමට ඉඳගත්තා. නේද? සැප වැඩි වෙලා. But comparatively, you have good facilities. Then facilities are private university. Okay. එහෙමයි තියෙන්නේ. නිදිමතයි තමයි. අමාරුයි තමයි. ඒනට කරන්න දෙයක් නැහැ. You have to bear with yourself. රාත්‍රී නිදිමරණේ ඊට වඩා වදයක් නේ. දැන් හිතන්නකො මේක මේ වෙලේ අහගත්තාම ඉවරයි. So telling the truth, there will be a question on ERP at the exam paper. හරිද? බොරු කියන්න ඕනේ නැහැ මේ subject එකේ වෙන ආන්න දෙයක්වත් නැහැනේ. මේවා ගැන අහුවේ නැත්තම්. එතකොට අහගෙන හිටියා කියන්නේ එතනින් chapter close. ආයි පාඩම් කරන්න දෙයක් නැහැ. Only thing is you just have to find some examples. එහෙම නැත්නම් මොනවා හරි දන්න එක ලින්ක් කරගන්න එක තමයි කරන්න තියෙන්නේ. So, yeah, listen. Amaruina, just drink some water. Put that water to come on. Like done Konitikaga and other. Harimokakari. You have to have your own method. Lanka in the Alu at an eme. Okalanda Kodakalan in the Laginaka, Aninaka, Harene. And what I see and I understand compared to previous group of students, who I worked with, I just say that 5 years ago, අවුරුදු 5කට කලින් උගන්වපු ළමයිනුයි දැන් ළමයින්ගෙනුයි වෙනස ඇහුවොත් මගේ අවුරුදු 5කට කලින් උගන්වපු ළමයි සහ දැන් මේ උගන්වන ළමයි මොකක්ද වෙනස? Number one, I have mainly two things I have observed. And the first thing is interest එක. එහෙම නැත්නම් අර curiosity කියලා කියන්නේ ඉගෙන ගන්න තියෙන කැමැත්ත කියන එක previous groups වල තිබ්බා. Because coming to a university and attending a lecture, having a session is a great thing for them. Even I can remember in my university days, so it was a really great thing. But now the things have changed. You're going to what is somebody? You're not take that. Now students are late compared to how many? එකට හේතුවක් වෙනවා. දැන් නිදිමත එන එකට එක හේතුවක්. Please raise your hand. Those who go to bed before 10 o'clock go to sleep. Those who go to sleep before 10 o'clock. Tell me the truth. Tell me the truth. සහායට කලින් ඉරියන Mama, whatever the work I have, if I am not sick and if I do not have an urgent work like my school, I go to sleep. There is a rare dollar Korean dollar is one not in the other pound. Research finding. What is the issue? You are sleeping during the class. That's the problem. What is the answer? You don't have good sleep. So it's obvious. Out of control. So now you think. Right, so that's true. So now you understood, as you did not have a good sleep, you get sleepy right now. So that's true, it's scientifically correct. And what you have to think of is, during the day, we have 24 hours. And you should have a self-assessment. How many productive hours do I have every day? So personally, I would, before I go to sleep, by completing all my tasks during the day, before I go to sleep, I count number of hours I spent and number of productive hours I had. How many productive hours did I have? You should think of it. And the productive can be paradise. Munahari, වැඩකට ඇති වැඩක් කරපු පැය ගාන කීයද අද දවසේ? කියලා හිතන්න. එතකොට එතන you are attending the class, that's true. But still you have to think of the productive time. Class means not idea. ඒක හරි. එනට ඒ තුනම productive. And from my side it's productive. මම මෙතන නිදියන්න බෑනේ. මොනවද කියන්නේ? එතකොට ඒ දවස් පැය 6ක් ලෙක්චර්ස් කරා නම් ඒ 6ම මගේ කවුන්ට් එකේ ප්‍රොඩක්ටිව් විදියට. මම ඉවුවා නම් පැයක් ඒ පැයක් මගේ ප්‍රොඩක්ටිව්. ළමයි දෙන්නගේ හෝම්වර්ක් කරේවා නම් ඒ පැයක් මගේ ප්‍රොඩක්ටිව්. හරිද? මම ඩ්‍රයිව් කරගෙන මෙතෙන් පැයකමාරක් යනවා ඒකත් ප්‍රොඩක්ටිව්යි මම ඉන්න මෙතන ක්ලාස් එක කරා. යන පැය එකමාරක් තියෙනවා. කවුන්ට් කරන්න ඕනේ හරි වෙලෙilla. එහෙම නැත්තම් බෑ. This is for you. හරිනවා මගියල දෙනවා කනවා එනවා මෙතන ඉන්නවා මෙතනත් නින්ද යනවා ගෙදර යනවා ෆෝන් එක බලනවා. You have to use this. You have to enjoy. Actually, I always believe that this age is the, age that we have to enjoy. ඔය කාලේ you have to do this and that and everything. Even I did myself. Enjoy. Right? But you can study it. First priority to your education. Second to your education. Third to your education and your growth. Then, if you do it for these 4 years, not for whole life, do this for these 4 years, you will get a real good foundation. And thereafter, මේ හතර තමයි අමාරු. ඔය කට්ට කාලා ඩිසිප්ලින් ටික හදාගන්න, බිහේවියර් එක හදාගන්න, self discipline හදාගන්න. ඊට පස්සේ නිකම්ම යදේවල් වෙනවා. Very easy. Most difficult thing is managing yourself, having self discipline. තමන්ගේ self discipline එක හදාගන්න එක තමයි number 1. අමාරුම. ඒක හදුනා කිසි ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. Only having somebody to take care of you. අම්මා කියත් එකයි බැලුවත් එකයි නැගත් එකයි. ඔෆිස් එකේ බොස් බැලුවත් එකයි නැගත් එකයි. ඔයාගේ වැඩේ තියෙනවා වැඩේ කරනවා. දැන් අද ස්ටඩීස් කරනකොටත් එහෙමයි. ලෙක්චරර්ස් එක කිව්වත් එකයි නැගත් එකයි මගේ වැඩේ මම කරනවා. ඒ ලෙවල් එකට ඔයගොල්ලන් ඉවර කරලා. So this is different. And education is also different. I see it. පොඩි කාලේ ලොකු වෙනකොට අපේ අතට මේ වගකීම එනවා. නේද? When we were schooling in our primary age, parents committed. අම්මලා කරන්නේ වැඩිපුර. අම්මලා කියනවා එක්කන් යනවා පන්ති එක්කන් යනවා ස්කෝලර්ෂිප් කරවනවා everything. ටික ලොකු වෙනකොට ඕන පැත්තට බාරගෙන. Then you are now undergraduates. Now still parents look after. අහනවා පුතේ කොහොමද මේක හරිද මේක හරිද කියලා. And you complete undergraduate degree and you go to master's level. එතකොට අපල අහන්නේ ඔයා කියනවා අම්මේ මට මාස්ටර් එකක් කරන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට කියනවා මොකද්ද මාස්ටර් එක කියන්නේ? But you explain. It's something like that. I want to enhance my knowledge. I'm a professional now. I'm a manager. I should have a master's. So Ramage, okay. If you think that if that's good, you can do. So you go to the class and with your peers, you learn. Lecturers study මෙහෙම කියන්නේ නැහැ. එනවා master class එකේ කරනවා assignments දෙනවා. Yeah, so not like continued education. And the final year, at the final stage, assume that one day you do a PhD, right? Nobody take care of you. Right? You do a PhD with 2 supervisors, professors, and professor never ask you, really, where I am now, what you are doing. But if you have self-discipline, you know what you do. So may journey එක කටියට එකලා කන්වෙන්ට් යන ගම. At the end of the day, only yourself. තනියම මැප්පයක්. Therefore, please learn. My message is have the self-discipline. ඒක තිබ්බොත් නම් nothing. So whatever the situation you face, with whoever you work, you can keep. Okay, so it's difficult. I know it's true. It's difficult for us, and life is almost difficult. Anyway, we have to enjoy learning, and then so the things become easy. So supply chain is the connection or the network of all the related parties of an organization. Organization, say for example, in this example, it's a manufacturer. So this manufacturing company links with different other organizations. So they want materials. They obtain materials from number of suppliers. And these suppliers may not produce those materials by themselves. They may go to the land and they obtain those raw materials from farmers. Say, for example, farmers or whatever the person. Then they are the suppliers of this supplier. He obtained materials from him, maybe he obtained from somebody else, and the company pays. And then we produce something and then we distribute. So it's difficult for us to distribute. To go to the market, we may have dealers, wholesalers, retailers, etc. Then those are the distributors and come to the customer. So finally, we get the benefit, we get the product with the support of all these people. So this is called as supply chain. So this is a chain, and this customer may provide raw materials to the supplier. Samahanda may customer තමයි material supply කරන්නේ අනිත් පැත්තට. So think of ourselves, we provide labor. It's a kind of production factor. So likewise, assume that you grow a kind of vegetable or you grow something which is used as a raw material of this product. Then these two parties are also linked. So it's a kind of chain mega. So that's why it's called as the supply chain. So, and also within the organization, there's a chain. We have items purchased, so we have to do the production and then we have to send it to the distribution. This is called as internal supply chain within the organization. Just assume the manufacturing department. At the manufacturing departments, there's a process. So it's a kind of value-adding activities. So it's a kind of chain that is called as internal supply chain. And see this one. This is one of the picture I took from your textbook. Nike supply chain. Nike, I think you know the brand. So there are a lot of products offered by Nike. So this is the company Nike, and they have tier one suppliers. And these suppliers obtain goods, raw materials from tier 2 suppliers. And tier 2 suppliers obtain items from tier 3 suppliers. So there are a number of layers. That's what you have to understand. So it is called as upstream supply chain. Upstream. Materials denial. So that group is called as upstream supply chain. And the other side, once we produce the item, we want to distribute it with the distributors, retailers, until the customers. That is called as downstream. Upstream and downstream. So this is the combination of both these two creates the company's supply chain. So there are a lot of inefficiencies of these supply chains. That's why organizations tend to use technology. So even without technology, supply chains occur and they happen. But if we use the technology, then we can enhance the processes of these supply chains. So like part shortages and unutilized plant capacities. So these are a lot of transportation costs. We can reduce those things if we have a supply chain. And we know some companies use JIT system. JIT, have you heard of JIT strategy? Just in time. What do you mean by just in time? Just in time strategies. Just in time strategy is used by some organizations. Order එක ආවම තමයි ඒකට ඕන කරන materials ටික බලලා එහා පැත්තට දාන්න purchase කරන්න. ඊට පස්සේ ඒ ටික අරගෙන ඒ වෙලේ හදලා දෙන්න. හරිද? We do not pre-plan. කලින් plan කරලා produce කරලා විකුණන්න දාන්නේ නැහැ. order එක ආවට පස්සේ තමයි ඒක දාන්නේ. Just in time strategy. I have given you these additional readings so you can read them. Just see whether you can access. These are additional readings. Please go to the link so you will get the understanding. And bullwhip effect. What do you mean by this bullwhip effect? Have you heard of this bullwhip? Pronounce karan balan. Bullwhip effect. Bull kya kada? Yes, bullwhip effect means simply. Have you ever done that game? Maybe in your childhood you may have done. Other polymark hadila. Pipas ekkena ekak kiyamuwama ඉස්සරහින් නිකන් හරි පිටපස්සෙන් හරි මැසේජ් එක පාස් කරන්නේ. පාස් කළා දිනවද? නෑ. එහෙම කරලා තියෙන සෙල්ලමක් තියෙනවා. ස්ටේරියෝ ටික ගන්නවා. කෙලවරේ එක්කෙනා මොකක් හරි ළඟ ඉන්න එක්කෙනා කියනවා. Then that message passes through the line. And final one comes to tell. එතකොට වෙන්නේ කියන්නකෝ. දැන් මම මොකක් හරි කියලා මේක මෙහෙම කියලා අන්තිමට කියලා කෙලවරේ ඉන්න එක්කෙනාගෙන් අහුවොත් මොකක්ද කියලා? එයා කියන්නේ මං කියන එකද? නෑ. එයා කියන්නේ වෙනම කස්ටමර්. That is the rationale of bullwhip effect. एक තමයි මෙතන මේ කියන්නේ. Once we pass a message through number of channels or people, the message get distorted. Then a message එකේ හරිම එක නෙමෙයි යන්නේ වෙන එකක්. That is called as bullwhip effect. So what happens here? Information about product demand get distorted as it passes from one entity to next across supply chain. So we know at the supply chain, you look here, we are here, customers. Customers are the people who make the demand. And then the demand information is first obtained by the retailer. Count karagane. So don't think of current situation. Modern day, what happens? This bullwhip effect is ignored or eliminated with the use of systems. Now we know retailers or the dealers, they are having their own tablet computer on their hands. Like van වලින් බහින salesman ලාගේ tab එකක් තියනවානේ. එතනින් ටක් ගාලා ඉලක්කම ගහ ගන්න. ඉස්සර එහෙම නෙමෙයි. Message gets by the retailer, then he passes this to the distributor, then distributor, maybe number of distributors to the manufacturer. ඔතෙන් යනකොට මේ message එක distorted. Maybe the customer requests 10 units, but it goes to manufacturer as 100 units. And the 10යි ඉල්ලන්නේ. සමහරට කොළ පාට එකෙන් 5යි, රතු පාට එකෙන් 5යි කියලා. නමුත් message එක අකිට යනකොට ඒක වෙනස් වෙනවා නේ. රතු එකෙන් 50යි කියනවා, කොළ එකෙන් 50යි කියනවා, අරකින් 20යි කියනවා, එකෙන් 60යි කියනවා. ඉතිපාසුට යා රතු විතරයි කියනවා. එක්ක කොළ විතරයි කියනවා whatever. So likewise, the message is distorted. That is called as bullwhip effect. It is one of the problems existing supply chain. So with the use of technology, this issue can be eliminated. අපි ගාව දැන් tablets තියෙනවා. තම salesmen වලට මේක සිහිලා දෙනවා. So when salesman go to the customer and the retailer, when he tells how many units you sold last month, he will tell. And how many units that you will be able to sell. You get that information and when. Then it straight away go to the company. Okay. So we can manage safety stocks if we have, if we cannot manage safety stocks, we cannot provide sudden orders. So organizations use supply chain management software to eliminate the deficiencies of supply chain management systems. Right? When it comes to global scenario, now we know Walmart is the most successful organization who manage their supply chain in the worldwide, and even they face a lot of problems. When it comes to global scale, by actually to understanding, we should have the ability to cater to the whole world. So in that case, it's not difficult. It's difficult because geographical distances are there, time differences are there, and also the differences of countries, cultural barriers, rules and regulations, to those matters. Therefore, if any organization think of engaging with a global business or a worldwide business, they have to think of these aspects as well. Maybe that we have technology, but still there are problems. In the assume that you want to start an exporting company, මොනවා export කරනවා කියලා. Everything පොඩි සිද්ධියක් තියෙනවා නේද? ඒ මොන රටද කියලා බලන්න ඕනේ, ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ rules බලන්න ඕනේ, අපේ රටෙන් ඉහට යවනකොට තියෙන දේවල් ටික බලන්න ඕනේ. You have to think of the distance and time of delivery and lot of things. So when it comes to global scale, there are challenges. So obviously internet helps. So without internet, even we can't think of global supply chain management. But still, there are organizations who do this successfully. So I just added this as a in-class activity. So we have to talk about customer relationship management. Okay, that's okay. Okay, so we'll do this one. As we have time, can you please click on this one? Walmart is take your smartphone and click on the link given. And what you have to do, take a piece of paper and discuss with your partner. Sit near to you. At the examination, we'll have to answer a case study question.
Okay, online students, so we joined back. So what I ask is, please go to the link and it's about an article for Walmart and its success story. Please try to identify the strategies used by Walmart to have a successful supply chain management system.
Very good. But there are some more facts and the case. Okay, so power and the you know, it on the you know. Directly book the deal, you know. Kivan Mitrayon. Read, understand, and write. Because at the examination, you have to do it. Maybe we have to do it. Podi cases then about කියවලා ලියන්න වෙනවා. එදාට මුලින්ම ලියන්න ඉන්න එපා ඈ. You can have the practice of identifying facts and giving the answer. Then the things become easy. No need of lengthy answers. You can just pick the point and note down the point. So I was actually It's actually reading these kind of success stories. It's really interesting. And what gives to you? After the interview of here, as students, decentralized It's really interesting to read the stories of Walmart because their goal is to see they always try to reduce their prices and provide a good service to customers. It's mentioned in the article to make their to make them live happy. කෙනෙකුලන්ට අඩු මිලට බඩු ගත්තොත් හොඳට ජීවත් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒක තමයි ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ ප්‍රාර්ථනාව. So they try their level best to offer goods at a lower price. Then consumers can buy, and even if they don't buy their goods, they can, keep that money to buy something else or do something else. And these are multinational companies. Actually, as a student, you can dream of working for these kind of companies. That's what you have to dream. There are a number of Sri Lankan youngsters who work for Apple company, America. ඉන්න ඕන තරම්. එහෙම ඉන්නවා ළමයි. ලෝකේ තියෙන හොඳම කම්පැනි වල වැඩ කරන අපේ අය ඉන්නවා. So the sky is the limit. You can try.
Right. So then, please complete your answer and try to understand the strategies implemented by Walmart. Right? Right. So we were talking about Walmart supply chain. So I hope you got an understanding of how it happens and how successfully the company manages the system by giving the advantage to consumers. They always want to offer their goods at the lowest possible price to customers, where they can have quality products at a lower cost. Because of that strategy, they have become the market leader. And also, they have established a very good supply chain management system all over the world. So when it comes to supply chain management models, basically we are talking about two types of models. One is push-based model and the second one is pull-based model. So you know the meaning of these two words. Push-based means we produce the good and we push it into the market. Pull-based model means we identify the consumer requirements and accordingly we produce. So if you look here, you will understand. Push-based model means we, the manufacturer, we produce a number of units based on the forecast. We do forecasting of producing goods and service goods. So based on that we produce and then we try to put that items into the market, send it to distributor, to the retailer and final consumer. Maybe if consumer buys everything, you will sell all the goods. But sometimes some of the items may be retained in the market. But pull-based model is not that. It comes from the consumer's end. Consumer demand. And then it goes to retailer, distributor, and then to the manufacturer. Then he produces and try to sell.
So with the development of technology, both the models are applied in business cases, but there is an encouragement for this full-based model. As now, collecting information has become really easy. And all these are integrated. This is not actually future now. The future is now. Supply chain players are integrated and linked to everywhere. So we can't identify this kind of chain with the isolated parties. Everybody is linked. So it is called as internet-driven supply chain. With the technology, now everybody is linked. So these are the benefits of supply chain management. Please, okay, finally we come to the other one, that is customer relationship management systems, which we use to manage systems of the organization. So if you have a better customer relationship management system, obviously you can provide a better service to your customers. So with our experience on our birthdays, we get messages from different companies, maybe supermarket, maybe banks or insurance companies. In the message, happy birthday, here I know message. In the millions of customers, no, the system send itself, and we get messages from president, and we get messages from the opposition leader. Messages in it. And the guy in the past, automated message. So like that, everything is automated. So they try to manage good customer relationship management system. So it creates the rapport, and people think that yes, so it's something good. Then the president message it's something that makes people happy, and you develop a very good relationship with your customers. So and also we can have integrated data. So we use CRM software. Most of the organizations use CRM software. So we automate the sales force, we automate customer services, we automate marketing strategies. These are the main activities of CRM. Sales force, marketing strategy, right? And also, we can identify loyal customers. We have a very good system. We can check the history of customers. We can assess the history of customers and come up with some attractive packages for those loyal customers. And maybe you have the experience of receiving messages. If you often buy items from particular shops, they will send you the offers. You get weekly offers and special day offers like that. So what they do, they analyze and they send the message. And also these supermarkets and other fast-moving goods industry, these companies, they do analysis and they identify the buying behaviors of consumers. Accordingly, they send you messages. Encourage them. So it's all about having a system always support you to have right decisions and right time. So when it comes to CRM system, there are two parts. One is operational side. The software or the platform that we use to manage consumers, like things, sending SMS, sending marketing information and all. Other side is analytical part. So there are some tools and techniques embedded to this system, which we can analyze the big data and come up with different strategies. Online analytical processes, ONAP, online analytical processes, data mining to identify the hidden patterns of buying behaviors. Those things are done by companies. these are the benefits of CRM. Churn rate. What do you mean by churn rate? This is customer churn rate. How many customers left the company during the year? So when we get an organization during the year, we add new customers, and also there are some customers who leave the company. So we calculate the increment of the customer base. So that is churn rate. So these are finally the common challenges of managing ERP systems, right? So as benefits, as values, challenges are also important. We have to identify what challenges organizations face when they are implementing an ERP software. So it's obviously highly expensive, time consuming. You have millions of money. If it's a multinational company, if it's a big project, you should have enough amount of money. Otherwise, it's not possible. Even a small package is very costly. Okay? අපි කැම්පස් එකේ ළමයින්ට ගන්නන්න accounting package එකක් ගන්න දැඟලුවත් ඒකත් ගන්න හරි අමාරුයි. ලක්ෂ 35ක් 40ක් වගේ වෙනවා student version එක. එතකොට ඒ දඟලන්න ඕනේ ඒ වගේ එකක් ගන්න. දැන් ඉතින් ගැටලුවක් නැහැ මොකද cloud version කියනවානේ. ඒ නිසා ඒ වගේ ගන්න පුළුවන්. ගොඩක් වෙලාවට cloud version එක අරගෙන subscription ගෙවලා license ටික ගත්තාම ගන්නන්න පුළුවන්. So now things have become easy with cloud computing. But still, these are very costly. And then it takes time. And also, technology change. You acquire the system now, and once you complete the implementation, the other version is gone. This is the real story. When we see Sage, IFS, there are a number of versions. Right? So now, almost all these applications are having their cloud version. That's the cloud version. So the cloud version became applications improvement. So it takes nearly 2 to 3 years to implement a system, and during that time, changes. So you have to go with those changes, and business processes change, organizational learnings and other changes happen. There are some switching costs, maybe that we have already incurred a huge amount of money for one system. But now when we go for another system, so we don't have anything to do for that system. It's already done. That cost is already gone. That is switching. කරන්න දෙයක් නැහැ කායති රිකවර් කරගන්න විදියක්. කතාපේ කියනවා some cost එකක්. So dependence on software vendors, you have to always ask their support when something happens. And we had concern on data standardization. There are rules and regulations, and accordingly we have to work with these systems, management and cleansing. These are the challenges. This is also right. Please study and try to understand the challenges of ERPs as well as the balance. Yeah, next generation means the future. So I think some of the future is already achieved. We have cloud-based versions. We have open demand versions. We have open source applications. Open source means without paying anything, you can use those applications. And mobile platforms. Okay. So as a summary, what we discussed today, we were talking about enterprise applications. I wanted to summarize and link all these applications we discussed. So ERP is the integrated version of software applications used by organizations. And we talk about the importance and the challenges for ERP, and also we discussed about supply chain management systems and customer relationship management systems. So those 3 aspects we discussed today. Okay. So you have 2 more lessons. One is the next day knowledge management system, and thereafter one other. With that, the content is done. And the mage part my part is over. So then you have received a lot of things to study. But I guarantee you, if you were at the classroom and if you listen carefully, at least 70% what we do every day, it's not a big deal. Right? You can you just go to PowerPoint once. Then you will be able to fix the exam. We have to practice, right? Let's see. Okay, then thank you very much. So then we share.